Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich here, helping you with lesson 5.5, which is on problem solving percent. We're going to take a look at this question first. It says, the recommended daily amount of protein is about 50 grams. One super protein cereal bar contains 16% of that amount of protein. If Stefan eats one super protein cereal bar per day, how much protein will he need to get from other sources to meet the recommended daily amount? Now remember, if you have all of something, you have 100%. So we're going to use a strategy called a double tape diagram. Now the other all of it number that they give you in the problem is right here, 50 grams. That's all of the necessary protein that somebody needs for a day. So let's put that right here, 50 grams. All right, now let's look at this little nugget right here. Let's use red because I think that'll stand out a little bit better. It says that he's getting 16% by eating this. Let's map that out on our little double tape diagram. That would be maybe about that amount right there. So we'll put in 16%. That's how much he's gotten from eating the protein bar. So that means we'll put down this is what he has, or has gotten, has achieved, however you want to word that. So that means that this balance right here, this chunk that's left, I'll put a box in it right here, this amount is how much left that he has to get from other resources. Now, if I wanted that as a percent, you could get that by taking this and subtracting it from this. If I do 100 minus 16, I'm going to get 84%. All right, now let's figure out what they want. What's the question actually asking? They want to know how much protein will he need to get from other sources, and they want that in grams. So we could get this amount, which is how much he's gotten in grams. And one way we could do that is find the decimal equivalent of this and multiply it by the all of it number of 50 to get that. But I'm going to recommend we do it another way, just to save ourselves the extra step of having to later subtract that from 50. This is what they're asking for, this nugget right here, which is how much does he have left to get. So what I'm going to recommend we do, and this will work every time, if you have the all of it number, if you multiply the all of it number by whichever equivalent of the percent is easiest to work with, because sometimes it'll be a fraction, sometimes it'll be a decimal, that will get you the part. And that's basically what we need. We need the part. We need this part right here. If we convert this to a decimal, which is probably going to be our best option here, to change this into a decimal, remember percent means out of 100 or divide by 100. If we divide this by 100, we're going to move that decimal to the left, and that would be equal to 84 hundredths. All right, so now we just need to figure out how many grams. So again, we're going to take the all of it number, which in this case is 50, and we'll multiply it by whichever equivalent is easier. So in this case, we're going to go with the decimal equivalent, which is 84 hundredths, and that will give us the part. All right, so here we get the 0. This time this is 20. We'll put the 0 to hold our place. 8 times 0 is 0. And this time this is 40. And let's add everything up. Here we get the 0, the 2, and the 4. And we have to remember to go over 1, 2 with our decimal, and go over 1, 2 with our decimal. So that means the decimal is going to go right here. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 42 grams that he has left to get to meet his daily requirements. Now, if they needed this number, which sometimes they do, you have a couple options. Option 1 is you can subtract this from 50 to get the 8 grams that way. Another way you could do it is to, instead of multiplying 50 times 84 hundredths, you could have multiplied 50 times 1600, so that would have given you this 8 grams. All right, so look for part 2 of the video, but I do, before we go, because I only have 5 minutes here, I just want to show you another option that you would have had, because we multiplied by the decimal equivalent. Consider what if you had multiplied by the fraction equivalent. So that would have looked like this. And if we did it that way, see, this would go in once and that would go in twice. And if you did 84 divided by 2, you would still get the 42 grams. If you like the fraction equivalent method, that's fine. There's no right or wrong. It's just whatever you're more comfortable with. All right, look for video part 2.